Hi, hello. Today we are going to discuss about bills of exchange in BCom second year in financial accounting 2. In that syllabus, the topic is bills of exchange. So first of all, we have to understand the definition. Bills of exchange definition. Here, bills of exchange. As per the Indian Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, a bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay certain sum of money only to or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. So this is the exchange of bill as per Indian Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. So this is the definition. Next, moving to the characteristics of bills of exchange. Bill of exchange, number one, a bill must be in writing. So an oral order cannot be called a bill. So bill must written form. If there is no written form of a bill, that not called a bill. Next, number two, the bill must be addressed to specific person. When we call a bill, the bill must to be addressed a specific person. Or next, number three, the bill must be contain an order to pay money, not a request. So when we using a bill, that must contain an order to pay the money, not a request. Next, number four, the amount shown in the bill must be defined and clear. So when we using a bill, in that bill the amount show definite and clear. Next, moving to the parties of a bill of exchange. So when we are using bill of exchange, there are three parties here given. Normally there are three parties to be bill of exchange. Number one, drawer of the bill. Number two, acceptor or drawee, payer of the bill. And number three, payee of the bill. So these are the three parties to bill: drawer of the bill, acceptor, pay of the bill. Next, moving to the next, detail of a bill of exchange. So bill of exchange details, number one is we must have amount, we must written a date, number two, and number three, in the period 3 months or 4 months, 6 months or 1 year. Like number 5 must have signature, and number 5 must has revenue stamp. For it is a must and should we have to stamp a revenue stamp. Next, types of bill of exchange. Number one, bill payable immediately on demand or bill at site. Next, number 2, bill payable after a stipulated period or bill after time. So here two types of bill of exchange given. One is immediately on demand and other is stipulated period or bill after time. So these are the types of bills. Next, moving to the next, usefulness and advantages of bill of exchange. So here what are the advantages, what are the useful, why we are using bill of exchange. So here it is given, a definite date can be fixed through a bill for receiving money from a debtor. So here a definite date can be fixed. So when we receiving money from debtor, that should be received from debtor from a fixed date, the definite date. For example, we are receiving money from, we have to receive money from debtor as July 1st. So then the definite date is July 1st, like that. Next, a bill can be used as a written proof of the debt. So here it is a useful for that when the in two parties there is a problem, then we can show the written proof for debt. So that's why this is the best advantage. So bill for debt. A bill is simple and useful instrument for the settlement of accounts. Here it is a useful instrument for the settlement of accounts, the taking the loan, taking the debt, taking the giving the debt. So here there is a settlement accounts. In that time we can use bills of exchange to settle the accounts. A bill is very useful in foreign trade. So it is useful for foreign trade. So when we importing or exporting goods, in that trade we can use bill of exchange also. That is very useful for that, because in bill of exchange there is a time, there is a date, there is a amount, there is a debt, who is receiving, who is paying, that all the things are kept in the bill. So that's why this is very useful. Businessmen can ease financial difficulties of one another by drawing accommodation bill on one another. So this is a financial difficulties easy to accommodation bill one to other and exchange. We can exchange one to other. Example, here given an example. Neti sold goods of rupees 8,000 on credit to Nidhi on 5/5/2003. On the same day, Neti drew a bill on Nidhi which was accepted and returned by her. On 10/5/2003, Neti endorsed this bill in favor of creditor Ronak. The amount of bill was paid on the maturity date. Past journal entries in the books of Neti and Nidhi. So here is Neti and Nidhi. Both are the debtors and creditors. So here Neti sold goods 8,000 on credit to Nidhi. So here creditor is Niyati, debtor is Nidhi. So in the same day Niyati draw a bill on Nidhi which was accepted in written by her. So there is a bill accepted by Nidhi. So Niyati endorsed it to her creditor. So Ronak. So these are the transactions has happened in this bills of exchange. So we have to pass the journal entries in the books of Niyati and Nidhi. So next moving to the journal of Niyati. First Niyati is in May 5th 2003 she sold goods. That's why. So here it's a format of journal entries, date, particulars, LF, debit rupees and credit rupees. In May 5th 2003, so here it is a journal entry, that is Nidhi's account data to sales account, that are goods sold on credit to Nidhi. So that's a 8,000 journal entry completed. Next, in that same date she received a bill. So that's why she have to write bills receivable account data to Nidhi's account being bill accepted by Nidhi. So here it is 8,000 and May 10th 2003 she endorsed the bill to Ronak. So that's why Ronak account data to bills receivable being bill endorsed to Ronak 8,000. So here these are the journal entries in Niyati. So moving to the next, we have journal entries of Nidhi. So here it is. Here it is the first one. So purchase account data to Niyati's account, here 8,000. Next, Niyati's account data to bills payable. These are the 5/5/2003 May 5th date. Both are the entries the same date. In first one is purchased the goods on credit. Second one is accepting the bill. Next, third one is bills payable account data to bank account. So here it is a payable amount, which is the date that should be pay the amount. Next, moving to the next characteristics of promissory notes. So this is a another one. So we have to stop for this only this section. Thank you.